Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome to Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. No idea what's going to happen in this, no idea why the title comes from, but we always start in a unique vehicle of sorts in these Professor Layton games. You might notice the overlay is a little off. I wasn't expecting moving straight on to Professor Layton today, so many apologies I wasn't able to prepare. Kinda ugly, yeah. I'm working on that, I promise. I plan to fix that, but I can't do it during stream, so I have to do it after stream. In the meantime, why don't we get started with this latest adventure? Well, not latest, it's actually kind of old. You know what? I'm gonna shut up. Haven is my name. This is a work of fiction. The characters, groups, and events portrayed within are in no way meant to resemble people in the real world.
It just doesn't seem to add up, Professor.
I honestly thought you were pulling my leg.
What? I wouldn't dream of it.
Professor, I hope this letter finds you well. As for me, I am in quite a predicament. You see, the London we know and love has been thrown into absolute chaos. To complicate matters, the calamity I speak of does not take place in your time. This may be difficult to believe, but I am writing to you from 10 years in the future.
What?
I know this is a lot to take in, but I'll explain it all soon. For now, I ask that you head to the clock shop on Midland Road in Baldwin. I look forward to seeing you again. Your student, Luke Triton.
What? Adult Luke? No, my brain can't process that. This is obviously a trick.
Strange as it sounds, it seems that the author of this letter is none other than your future self, Luke.
From my future self? But how is that even possible?
Yeah, they're starting pretty intense in this one. Though, let's be honest, one of the other ones started with a murder.
I don't know, but it does raise the question, if this letter is indeed authentic, how did it get here?
I'm sorry, not a murder, just a death. I don't know if it was a murder. Actually, no, it wasn't. I don't want to spoil that, though. Somebody died in some of the previous Layton games.
By time-traveling postman? Just joking, of course.
Time-traveling postman or best
postman.
postman.
On a more serious note, I think this mystery might be the oddest one we've ever encountered.
Yeah, I can't possibly imagine you as an adult, Luke.
Indeed. And even in the future, you seem to need my help in solving it.
Somebody call the fire department! We've got a burn over here!
Your constancy can be quite a comfort in these uncertain times, my boy.
Well, thank you, I suppose. But back to the main question. How do we know the letter is real?
We know it obviously isn't.
Well, we haven't much to go on yet. But I can't help but think that this strange occurrence is connected to the terrible events of last week.
Which terrible events? Alright, so, here are the Unsolved Mysteries tab. The first mystery is a strange letter. Professor Layton has received a letter from the unlikeliest of places. The future! The author claims to be Luke, writing from 10 years in the future. But how is that possible? It's not. I don't know.
It all started about a week ago.
Using a six-dimension alpha distributor, I was able to guide a concentrated stream of ham and air particles through a temporal vortex, more commonly known as a wormhole. This stream of particles allowed me to divine the terminal points of the vortex. Armed with this information, the next step was to artificially distort the flow of time, and generate a massive magnetic field via a Sula coil. Once the magnetic field is firmly established, one has the ability, quite literally, punch holes, or hive gaps, into the very fabric of space-time. After this crucial step, it is simply a matter of constructing an energy gate.
That was a lot of techno-babble.
Quite the spread we have here, Inspector.
Don't expect me to be able to mimic any of these voices, by the way. I kind of give a lot of the characters my own, which is to say, my own with a slight variation, and sometimes in an accent.
Though, it does make me wonder what we did to deserve invitations to such a feast.
Voice actor sounds like Liquid Snake. I don't know who the voice actor is, Julian, so maybe once we find out the name of the character, we can look it up and find out.
It's obvious, Barton. I'm an influential man in the world of law enforcement.
Because you take credit for all Layton's jobs.
It's only natural I'd be invited to an important event such as this.
Of course you do.
I suppose that's possible.
Possible, you say?
Yeah, you don't seem to be convincing Barton there.
Probable. Highly probable, sir.
Tap an area to investigate. Cool. We are now in the past. So, you know, time travel is totally possible, obviously. Do you suppose the time machine was the real deal? Wait, I totally forgot what voice I usually gave Luke. Which is to say, the slight accent and the child voice that I suck at.
Oh, this food is simply dreadful, Bill. Do get this over with quickly so we can leave.
Oh, yes, dear.
I have to say, I feel a bit out of place here, Professor.
A lot of people seem to be. If this guy is talking about wormholes and time travel, don't you think there'd be, like, actual scientists here? Or is it only conspiracy theorist nuts?
That's quite understandable, Luke. I'm sure most people would feel the same way in the presence of the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister is here? Huh.
Hey, look! I think I see Inspector Chelmy over there. So, Professor, what do you think about this whole event? Do you believe that someone has really built a working time machine?
I'm not entirely sure. Still, if it proves to be true, can you imagine the stir it will cause in the scientific community?
Well, I, for one, am very excited. Though you don't sound entirely convinced, Professor.
Anything's possible, Luke. But I won't be convinced until I've seen the contraption work for myself.
What's the theory that I keep hearing about, like, scientists who talk about time travel? If there is such a thing as time travel, why haven't time travelers come back in time to tell us there's such a thing as time travel?
And I must confess, something about this entire presentation seems a bit off.
Why do you say that? Ah, of course. That must be your famous intuition talking, huh?
That's one way of putting it, but enough speculation. Look over there, Luke.
That guard? What about him?
He seems to be looking for a man who snuck into the event uninvited.
Oh, so we have an intruder in our midst.
Joby. Well, the food is certainly nothing to write home about. Sorry you feel that way, sir. I think it's quite scrumptious myself. Ah, the over-salted chop and pile of wilted greens have nothing on our meals cooking. General relatively in time machines for the summer was gonna take it, but it was taken off because the professor had other stuff to do. Interesting. If that's your feeling, sir, I'd be happy to relieve you of that, burden. Now see here, Barton. If you don't return my chop to me at once, I'll have you driving a desk next week. It would be worth it. This roast is simply delectable. Okay, they're at it as usual. This appears to be the entrance to the time machine. Some people are watching the event through that window. Sound of water is so relaxing. Alright, this is obviously where we're supposed to go. Oh dear, this is not going to go over well. You look troubled, sir. Might we be of any assistance? Oh yes, please. You see, I've just received a report of some untoward behavior. You know what? I'm tired of the noises out back. I'm out the window. I'm really sorry that I always have to leave it open, but hot months. I'm gonna go ahead and close it and do something else to try and cool myself down. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. One project to get a grade was planning and building a time machine. Uh-huh. Puzzle number 1! Finally have our first puzzle, Party Crasher. We're 10 Picarets. For folks who are unaware of the Professor Layton series, Picarets are basically just a score that you get by the end of the game. You can use it on extra stuff afterwards, but I don't use extra stuff, so it doesn't really matter. However, the Picarets are also a really good indication of the proposed difficulty of the puzzle. There's an uninvited guest at the event, but the guards have received a few clues as to his whereabouts. His table is next to the one with the red flower. His tablecloth is a different color than any next to it. Oh, and his table isn't decorated with a yellow flower. Next to means tables connect with dotted lines. Take the guard to the intruder's table. So, it's interesting the way these puzzles work, but they also sometimes throw something new at you. Solving the puzzle, use the stylus to drag the guard to the bottom corner of the touchscreen to the table. When you have the correct table, click Submit. So, table's next to one with a red flower. So we can use the memo system to mark all of those. You, and you are all next to a table with a red flower. Oh, you are too. Oh, this is a really tiny circle. They've added colors! I can make different colored notes! Sorry. Oopsies. Let's, go back to you. There we go. Let's see. His table clock is a different color than anyone next to it. So not that one, not that one. This one doesn't have a tablecloth, so that counts. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Well, that means we already have our answer, but oh, and his table isn't decorated with the yellow flower. Notice a problem? Yeah. Think about this logically. We're not just... It didn't say it couldn't have a red flower on it, did it? So let's erase all and look at this in a different way. His table's next to one with a red flower. Boom, 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 boom. See, we have a lot more options than we thought. His tablecloth is a different color than any next to it, so it can't have two the same color next to each other. And it doesn't have a yellow. Boom! There's our answer. We can also get hints, but we don't worry about that for now.
Here's my answer.
Ta-da!
I knew it!
Good work! You found the Party Crasher. Now it's time to let the guard do his job. Splendid work, my boy. All about Picarets. Picarets are points that indicate a puzzle's difficulty. The more Picarets a puzzle's worth, the tougher it is. When you submit an incorrect answer for a puzzle, the number of Picarets you can earn from the puzzle decreases, so think carefully before answering. Gathering lots of Picarets. Once you've beaten the game and saved, go to the bonuses section and load your game file. From there, you can enter the top secret area where a number of fun extras are waiting you. The more Picarets you earn, the more content you unlock. Phew. Thank you so much for your help. That fellow's mooching days are over. Did you see that, Professor? I just aided in the apprehension of a suspect. Oh, look! The presentation's about to begin. Let's get back to our seats. That went, like, Scottish or Irish in the end there, and I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Dude, your chin is amazing. I love it.
Thank you for taking part in an event that will undoubtedly go down in scientific history. And here to demonstrate mankind's first time machine is its creator, Dr. Alan Stangan.
I am not gonna remember how to pronounce that.
Thank you, my esteemed colleagues. After years of research in the field of time travel, I am pleased to share the fruits of my labor. In just a few short moments, I will be moving on to our scheduled demonstration.
That's not how you pronounce scheduled, you British bastard.
But first, I'm delighted to announce that Prime Minister Bill Hawks is in attendance today. As such, I have reserved a very special seat for our very special guest.
You're not gonna put him in the time machine, are you?
Please, join me on stage, Prime Minister. No need to be shy.
Oh my god! They animated the walking sprite. Truly, this is a humongous improvement over the last game.
What do you mean?
I'm joking, leave me alone.
I mean, is this contraption a genuine working time machine?
Why don't you have a seat? See for yourself.
Before we start, would you honor us with a few words, Prime Minister?
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a monumental day, not only for our great nation, but for the entire human race. Since the beginning of time, we humans have strived to transcend our natural limits. We have conquered the skies and the seas, and we have even traveled to outer space. But the one frontier that has always eluded us is time. Indeed, traveling through time is a dream many thought was out of reach for humanity. Until now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join me in ushering in a new era for mankind.
Thank you for those words, Prime Minister. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Please take it away, Dr. Stangan.
I have just one more request before we start. I'd very much appreciate the Prime Minister's assistance in this demonstration. What do you say, Mr. Hawks?
What?
I assure you, there's no cause for concern.
But I was under the impression that I would merely be observing the proceedings.
Sucks to be you, Mr. Hawks.
Ah, well, do forgive my presumption. It was never my wish to make you uncomfortable. I realize it's been some time since you traded in the hard sciences for the softer variety. Please, feel free to return to your seat, Prime Minister.
Speaking as someone with a psych and a sociology degree, fuck you, buddy.
Wait. What I mean to say is, of course I can assist you.
Bill, have you lost your mind?
Ah, that's the courage we've come to expect from our fearless leader. You have my thanks. And now, without further ado, I give you my time machine. Mr. Hawks, would you mind just stepping inside?
Something's gone very wrong.
I think we just witnessed the Prime Minister being murdered.
Oh, where is he? Someone find Bill!
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm and refrain from panicking.
This is chaos. The Prime Minister and Dr. Stungun had vanished.
My word.
So you think that what happened last week is somehow connected to this letter?
That's what I suspect too, Targel. Cause, yeah, Dr. Stungun did not seem to care when the explosion happened.
Wait, maybe if the time machine was real, this letter is real too.
I don't know about that, but these two elements aren't the only puzzling issues. Tell me, Luke, have you heard about the recent disappearances occurring here in London?
Those look like
Oh
scientists.
yes, I read about it in the paper. Some of London's greatest scientists have been mysteriously vanishing.
And apparently the Prime Minister was a scientist too?
Yes, and I can't shake the feeling that those disappearances are linked to this whole affair. In any case, it seems our best course of action is to head to the location mentioned in the letter.
Good idea.
Missing leader. Prime Minister Bill Hawks mysteriously disappeared during the time machine demonstration. No trace of him was found. So where could he possibly be now?
Following the clue in the letter, the professor and I set off. What awaited us was one of the biggest mysteries we've ever encountered.
So, one of the things about this game...
Somehow, a single letter had made its way back through time. And the sender, strange as it sounds, was me. The future me, that is. Little did we know that this letter would draw us into the strangest of situations.
So, when you input your name, the idea is that you're figuring out the story because Luke is sending you a letter and explaining the whole story. That's sort of the impetus of the game, so to speak. Prologue, the clock shop on Midland Road. Well, here we are. The clock shop the letter mentioned should be around here somewhere. But where? This seems like the ideal time to consult the map that accompanied the letter. Here, Luke. See if you can't find the shop's location by yourself. If it's the first map of the game, it's going to be a puzzle. Say no more, Professor! Puzzle number 2. The clock shop, 15 picarets. Below is the map of the clock shop that accompanied the letter from future Luke. It doesn't look like below to you guys because I've rearranged the windows. Using the times on the side of the map as clues, find the shop. Draw a circle around the letter of the correct building and then tap submit. Use the stylus to circle the areas you wish to submit as your answer. Once the pointing finger appears on your selection, tap submit, which I can't do because I have a phone call. I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. So, Map of the clock shop that accompanied the letter from future Luke. Using the times on the side of the map as clues, find the shop. Huh. 12, 3, 12, 9, and 6. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think what this might mean is every time we get to one of these, because notice they're all right angles away from each other. 12 is up, 3 is right, 12 is up, 9 is left, and 6 is backwards. Let's see what happens. If we do the memo, we say at this intersection we go north, this intersection we go right, this intersection we go forward. That doesn't really work. So we would have to, instead of orientation as we're facing it, go away all of you. It's orientation this way. Then 9 is this way, and then 6 is this way, so H. Boom.
This one's as good as solved.
First 2 puzzles of the game.
I knew it!
Not bad, huh? Right? Because they couldn't possibly get more difficult, right? Right? Good timing. The answer is H. The times indicate the direction you should follow at each intersection of and the order in which you take them. For each time listed, the hour hand of the analog clock points in the direction you should go in each intersection. Great! Finding that shop should be a snap now. Let's go, Professor! Alright. Before we head off, I'd like to give you a tutorial on something you've done 2 times already. No, thank you, Professor. I already know exactly how to move around. I walk. That's exactly right. So just remember, whenever you want to move, start by tapping the shoe. So, talking to random NPCs is also an important part of this game. Florence, are you aware your hair looks like poo? Well, hello there, Bright Eyes. I can tell from the looks on your faces that you're hankering to hear something useful. Alright, here's my pearl of wisdom. Go and tap that car parked over there. Whoops. Oh no, it just fell apart. Never mind that. Did you see the coin that just popped out? That's a hint coin, and it's yours to keep. If you ever find yourself stuck on a puzzle, you can spend one of these lovely coins to give you a hint. Just remember that there's a limited number of hints of coins you can find. If you use them willy-nilly, you may find yourself in a pinch later. Hint coins are tucked away all over the place. Just tap anything that looks fishy, you might find a coin. Well, that's the end of my speech. Good luck with whatever it is you're doing out there. Ta-ta! That schedule shows that the buses run quite frequently. More hint coins! Usually there's 3 per, image per map per place you are, but sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less, depending on the situation. And you can see that little thing that pops up whenever I click. But I have the mouse on screen because I can, for one, and it helps me point things out. Like your funny hair! Alley appears to lead to Midland, so let's go! Say, Professor, how are we going to keep track of our progress? By using the trunk and saving! Oh, I remember this from the previous games. So do I, Luke, but just in case, we will tutorialize it for new players. Well, that sounds reasonable, but I think the person commentating can take care of that. Yes, I believe he might be capable of that at least. Well put, Professor. Thank you, Luke. I imagine we'll make good use of the trunk during our investigation. So, like they were talking about, go to the trunk and you can see stuff like the journal, which allows us to keep up with the plot. Mysteries, all the mysteries we've seen, puzzle index to go visit other puzzles that we've done, and of course, saving. What's this? I can just draw things! This is new! Okay, cool. And that is nothing. Weird. Okay, well, sometimes there's new things in the trunk. You look like a fun, jolly fellow. You're looking for a clock shop, you say? Nah, can't say I know of one around here. Alright, well, just thanks all the same. Hey, wait a moment. Thinking on it again, I might have passed a clock shop just the other day. Terrific! Do you remember where you saw it? That I'm not sure of. I have trouble remembering stuff like this when I have other things on my mind. Help me with this puzzle I've had in my brain. I might be able to recall where I saw that shop. Good luck, sir. I happen to be a bit of a whiz when it comes to puzzles. Puzzle number 3, bus scheduling. 10 pickrits. It takes you 1 hour to get to the office by bus. Your work takes 2 hours to complete, after which you catch the bus back home. That sounds like a 4-hour total trip. Based on departure times listed below, which bus, A, B, C, D, or E, should you take to work in order to minimize the wait for a ride home? The departure times for the bus's home are listed on the right. Okay, so go to work 2 hours, come back. Minimize the wait for a ride home. Okay, so if you take this one, you'll be waiting forever. You'll get there at 5. You'll do 2 hours of work, so you'll be done at 7. So this one you'll be done at 7. This one you'll be an hour there, so then you'd be done at 12. This one you'd be done at 6. Erase. No. Erase this, though. Oh my god. Be done at 6:30. This one you'd be done at 9. And this one you would be done at 3 a.m. Let's go ahead and put that there. Okay. So which of these is the closest to one of those? None of them, really. Huh. So this one goes 7, so you'd have to wait 2 hours for a ride. No, I'm sorry, not 2 hours, because that's AM. My bad. I'm an idiot. Or you'd wait 3.5 hours for a ride. This one, you would wait 5 hours for a ride. This one, you wait an hour and a half for a ride. This one, you'd wait 2 hours for a ride. This one, you would wait 3 hours for a ride. So C.
Here's my answer.
No? Incorrect!
I don't know what to say.
Maybe making some notes in the bus timetables will help again. So, like, obviously I'm not getting this right away. So I want to tutorialize the hint system. It doesn't matter what time you get to work, so you can take any of the buses there fine. Once you get there, you're stuck taking whatever bus leaves the soonest after you finish working. Start your work you're thinking there. Done that. For example, suppose there's a bus that you could take to the office at 12:30 p.m. In this case, you would arrive at 1:30. It takes 2 hours to finish your work, so by the time you're done, it would be 3:30. That's the soonest you could catch a bus home. So for each of the buses going to the office, figure out what time you'd be done working and ready for a ride home. See again, we've done that. Check the memo. 3 hours away, 7. 3 hours away, 12. I didn't math right here. This is 5:30. That's probably why I'm an idiot. So, yes. 9. 3 hours away. 9. 3 hours away. 3. So, that would be... Nearest one is 3.5 for you. Okay, ignore all that, Squiggles. Ignore it, please. This one would be 5 hours away, so obviously no. This one would be 2.5. So still our shortest. This one would be 3, and this one would be 2. So, it's E. Because I mathed wrong. Might find that's a theme, not me not being able to count.
Layton's apprentice.
It'll happen a lot, but I wanted to tutorialize the hint coin system anyway. Radio, taking bus E to work at midnight will result in a shortest wait for ride home. Your bus home leaves at 5. Hey, nice going, kid. Thanks. So, about that clock shop. Right, the clock shop. It's somewhere on this road, I think. Well, gotta scoot. Later. Oh, wait. Aw, he ran off. Something tells me he was more interested in getting us to solve his riddle than helping. Not to worry, though. I'm sure we can find the clock shop on our own. It's probably just a bit further down this path. These things happen. Who cares if you accidentally help somebody with no reward, right? A gentleman does not worry about these types of things, you see. None of the businesses around here seem to be open. Yes, many of them look like they open in the evening. Sometimes you can find hidden puzzles, too, by poking around, so I do that from time to time as well. moving on. That's pretty much the entire tutorial for the entire game, and hey, I recognize you, buddy. Can't say I've seen you two whippersnappers before. Well, we recognize you from a previous game. Are you sure about that? I feel like we've met before. Oh, no. You must be thinking of someone else. But enough of that. I've got some juicy information you two might want to hear. Oh, if you're going to tell us about hint coins, there's no need to continue. The nice woman back there already gave us a full explanation. He's the character that tutorializes hint coins in other games. What? But explaining hint coins is just about the only time we ever get to chat. How could you let someone else give my speech? So I guess what you're saying is that we have met before. I'm suddenly not feeling too hot. I'd better head home. Be seeing you fellows around. Okay, that was cute. You got me, game. Uh-oh. Where do you suppose these stairs go, Professor? I'd say they probably lead to a more residential area. Say, Luke, all this talk of stairs has reminded me of a puzzle. Care to hear it? Would I ever? And now we get to the mechanic of Layton deciding to give you a puzzle randomly. Puzzle number 4, Moving Day, worth 15 pigrets. 2 men are moving boxes from the first floor to the third. The larger men can carry 2 boxes at a time, and it takes him 1 minute to get to the third floor. The smaller men can carry only 1 box at a time, but it takes him just 30 seconds to make it to the third floor. For both men, the return trip to the first floor is the same as the trip up. If there are 7 boxes in total, how many minutes would it take the men to get all the boxes to the third floor? You can write your answer here. When you're finished inputting your answer, type submit. Okay, so what would happen first is he would take 1 up, and it would take him 30 seconds, then he'd come back down. That would take a minute. That's 1 tally for a box, and 1 tally for a minute to get for up there and back. Takes him 2 minutes for a trip there and back, so that's 2 more tallies. Hold on, 1, 2, and that's a full trip. But he will get 2 boxes. See, it's about the exact same. So if you take 1, 2, 3, that's 1 trip, but then he takes another trip, which takes a minute, and then we get another box. In the same time it took him to take 1 trip. Boom. So then it'll take only 1 more trip up. And it won't take a full return trip, so it'll only take a minute 30 seconds extra. So 5 minutes 30 seconds. However, notice how we don't have like a decimal here? Yeah, I might be thinking about the problem wrong. So, erase all. Okay. Smaller man, 30 seconds per trip, 1 box. Larger man, 2 boxes, 1 minute trip. 1 minute. That's supposed to be a minute. Just no, go away. I'm embarrassed for you. It's hard writing things with a mouse. Okay. Just to make sure I know I'm reading the problem right. Larger man can carry 2 boxes at a time, takes him 1 minute to get to the third floor. Smaller man can carry 1 box at a time, it takes him just 30 seconds to get to the third floor. Both men return trip to the first floor as the same as the trip up. There's 7 boxes in total. How many minutes would it take the men to get all the boxes to the third floor? Well, assuming they take the trips at the same time, which is something that seems reasonable to me. Again, 2 go up in a minute. In a minute, he's down here already. So he goes back up and carries that, and he gets back down. He just got back down. So that's 2 minutes, and 4 boxes are brought up. And a minute later, 3 more are brought up, so it's 3 minutes. See, my math, I was way off in the beginning. This is the game trying to measure what number I'm trying to figure out what number I'm inputting.
my answer.
Ta-da!
I knew it!
Alright, correct. It would take 3 minutes to get all the boxes to the top floor. This puzzle gets a lot easier if you draw a diagram. See, it's exactly as I said. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Exemplary thinking, Luke. Now, let's get back to work. Puzzles are work, though, Professor. Don't you know? You guys get paid in puzzles somehow. For the folks who aren't aware, by the way, Professor Layton is an archaeologist. That's his actual profession. The puzzle thing is just his side job, I guess. Alright, didn't find any more coins. That looks like a clock shop. There we go. Coins, coins, coins. Where are you, hint coins? There you are. And I can't find the next one, but that's fine. This must be the place, Professor! Ah, finally. I'll get the door! Huh? What seems to be the matter, Luke? The door's locked. How are we supposed to get in? Let me have a look. Of course. It seems we need to solve a puzzle on this door to gain entrance. I would make a comment, except this has happened before in the series. So, you know. Puzzle number 5, the timepiece. Puzzle's worth 20 picarets. You've arrived at the clock shop, but there doesn't seem to be a way to open the door. While you're looking for a doorknob, a voice from inside calls out, "Press the panel with the timepiece!" What panel do you press? Remember, you can only press one. Tap the object you wish to submit your answer, and when you're done, click submit. So, it says, touch the panel with the timepiece. A timepiece is usually like a watch, right? 12, 3, 6, 9. So this is set up essentially. I'm sorry. Essentially like a clock. I can choose multiples. Interesting. Oh, never mind. You can only press one. Look for the panel with a timepiece. But keep in mind that there have been different kinds of timepieces. Since the instructions tell you to press the panel with the timepiece, you know that entire timepiece should fit in one panel. Like an hourglass?
How about this?
Apparently that's the answer.
I knew it!
Haha! 69 picarets. We're classy here at Lamar Haven's stream. Exactly! If you look closely, you'll see the hourglass in the correct panel. Now look, the door is opening. That did the trick! I thought there wasn't a doorknob. That's creepy.
Huh? Look, over there!
What's this?
Wasn't that the thing on the time machine? Oh, gracious! Customers! We haven't had any of those in ages. Welcome! Good day to you, madam. You'll have to excuse us, but we're not actually here to shop. You see, I received a letter the other day pointing me here. A letter, you say? Let me have a look at it, dearie. Yes, there's no mistake here. Whoever sent you this wanted you to visit our little shop. So, you don't know the person who sent this letter? Unfortunately, I can't say I do. But I do know you are, Professor Layton. Oh, really? And how do you know the professor? Well, it's hard not to know a man who's in the paper so often. I do love my morning paper. I read it from front to back every day. So of course I know the professor. Did you hear that, Professor? Further proof that you're famous throughout all of London. Even all the way out here. Hey now, what do you mean all the way out here? Just because we don't fancy living in sardine tin flats doesn't mean we're not centrally located. Still, it's quite a surprise to see famous Professor Layton in the flesh. I'm going to need some proof before I believe you're not some celebrity impersonator. This happens a lot too. Puzzle number 6, Needling Needles. Puzzles were 15 picarets. It's so dark in the shop that I'm having trouble seeing these tiny needles and thread. Can you help me out of this jam, dearie? There are 2 threads, A and B. How many needles' eyes does thread A pass through? Well, this one should be pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. 1, 0. Hey, it actually recognized it.
Let's see if I've got this right. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
You got it! Thread A goes through 10 needles. Counting those needles sure is hard work. Well, I, for one, am thoroughly convinced. You certainly do live up to your reputation. Of course he does. Yes, well, about the letter. Can't say I've seen it before, but my husband might know something about it. He's out right now, but he should be back any minute. Why not look around the shop while you wait? Okay. Wow, can you believe this clock? This certainly is impressive. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to work. Well, there's no shortage of ways to tell the time here. You just reminded me of a splendid puzzle, Luke. Puzzle number 7. What's the time? 15 picarets. This analog clock fell off the wall and hit the floor so hard that all the numbers popped off. What a mess. The clock also stopped working when it hit the ground, but even without the numbers, you can still tell exactly what time it fell. What time is the clock showing? Don't worry about AM and PM. Rotate it. No? Some of these fell in weird locations. But if you think about how clocks work, the hour hand slightly moves if the minute hand was in a location that wasn't pointing straight towards 12. So it must have fallen at 6 o'clock. 06. 00.
Here's my answer. Phew, that's a relief.
Handy. Once you notice exactly where the hour hand is pointing, the rest is pretty easy. You know, I've never seen a clock so big up close. It's a real shame it seems to be broken. Quite an impressive piece of machinery. Sorry about that. Sneeze. Ow. Hate sneezing everywhere. Oh god. Anyway, let's look for more hidden coins while she chuckles away over there, imagining our stupidity at finding puzzles in places where puzzles should not be. You know, I've actually given some of these puzzles to like my friends and family, ones I remember from the Layton games, and listen them work it out. It's pretty interesting the way other people think. My husband will be back soon, so just have a look around the shop while you wait. I found all the coins though, so here's the main room. I've never seen such a wide variety of clocks in one place. Yes, and they're all extremely well made. Whoever built them must be tremendously talented. Really? How can you tell just by looking at them? Oh, one gains an eye for these things with age, my boy. You know, I have a superb puzzle about clocks that seems particularly apropos. Care to try it? You bet I would, Professor. Puzzle number 8, the odd clock, 15 picarets. Here's a numberless clock that some prankster has rotated in an unknown mount. The clock is still running normally, though, and each colored circle in the face represents an hour. Even without the numbers, you can still tell what time it is. Write down the exact hour. Doesn't matter whether it's AM and PM. But your clock should be in the form of XX. The answer should be in the form of XX o'clock. See, again, we're in a situation where it could only possibly be 12 o'clock because the hour and the minute hand are exactly in line. And the only way for that to happen is like that. At least I think so. That's actually not, especially if it's pointing directly at it, yeah, has to be 12. Since a lot of puzzles about clocks in this game, it's entirely possible.
Here's my answer. I knew it!
Nicely done. Yes, the answer is 12 o'clock. The only time the hour and minute hands would overlap on a clock like this is 12 o'clock, though it's impossible to tell if it's noon or midnight. For that, you would have to look outside. God forbid. Spot on, Luke. Good work. Alright. What time is it again? All these clocks, if they're not set to the same time, which obviously they're not, this one and this one aren't, then you're gonna have a hard time telling the time. Sorry if I'm sniffly. The sneezes do that to me, and I hate it. In fact, give me a moment. Because the mute on my mic is finicky, I almost blew my nose with it on. That would have been wonderful. I would have lost every viewer. That would have been fantastic. You've been here for quite some time now. I wish the owner's husband would hurry back. Well, guess we don't get to leave. I haven't found all the... Well, there's a hint coin. I don't remember how many I've found thus far, though. These are periods near the poles where sun doesn't set for weeks. Dude, I was born in Alaska. I lived in an area where the summer solstice was 24 hours of sunlight, and the winter solstice was 24 hours of dark. And my dad used to do fish guiding, which is basically just going on trips down like rivers and stuff for literally weeks. And he'd do it in the northern part of Alaska, where it would be light for several weeks at a time. So yeah, absolutely. There are places where it's just sunlight all the time and dark all the time. In southern Alaska, though, what happens is you get winter solstice is the only day of 24 hours of darkness, and summer solstice is the only day of 24 hours of sunlight, and then you lose or gain time of daylight depending on which one you're going to. It's really fun. It's really cool. But it does there are some issues with it. Seasonal affect disorder comes to mind. Oh, I think I just heard the door. Someone's here. That must be my husband. Wait till you see the little gem I picked up today, love. Oh my, customers. His name is Cog. In case you didn't realize, this game likes puns. Welcome back, dear. This here is Professor Layton. He tells me he has some business with the shop. Layton? You're Professor Layton? My apologies, I wasn't expecting you so soon. No apologies necessary, my good man. Oh, would allow me to introduce my... apprentice! I'm Professor Apprentice, Luke. Nice to meet you, sir. Luke, you say? What I mean to say is, those are some fine manners. Nice to meet you too, lad. The name's Cog. Tell me, Cog. You seem to seemed a bit flustered by our arrival. We certainly don't mean to impose. Oh, no. It's not imposition at all. It's just that I had instructions to show you the biggest clock in action upon your arrival. It certainly is quite a beauty. Pity it's not working. Yes, I'd planned to give her a tune-up before you stopped by so you could see her in all her glory. Now that I'm getting on in age, I have trouble remembering to keep the old gal in good repair. To be honest, I can't recall where the last gear goes, and without it, I can't start the clock for you. Ah, well, certainly makes sense why your arrival might have taken you off guard. Our arrival, sorry. Tell me, the papers say you're a learned man. Surely you could figure out where this gear goes, yes? Me? Well, I'd like to help, but I'm not a mechanical engineer, you see. Oh, at least give it a try. Don't you want to see our biggest clock in its full working splendor? I certainly do. Very well, I will give it a shot. Clock number 9. I mean, puzzle number 9. There's a slip for you. Cog down. 25 picarets. So this one's going to actually be pretty difficult. Your task is to make the top and bottom cogs turn clockwise, as shown by the red arrows in the diagram. In order to do this, which extra cog should be inserted? A, B, or C? Tap the letter in the center of the cog to submit your answer. The best way to do this is, first, we already have these lines so we know exactly how those have to turn. So that means we know how this one has to turn. And to get that to turn that way, we need this to turn this way, and we need this to turn this way. You know, that turns that way, so that has to turn this way. You know, this has to turn this way. And for this to work, this has to turn this way. So to make that happen, which cog do we want to put in? If we put in this cog, this thing will turn this way. That'll make this turn that. That'll make it, which will make it turn that, which will make it turn that. So that would work. If we put this one in, it would make it turn this way, which would also work. Wait, what? If we put this one in, it would make it turn this way, which would not work. So C doesn't work. I might have messed up my logic here. So this turns this way, this turns this way in response. Make this turn this way, this turn around that way, make this turn that way, make that turn that way, which would make that turn that way. But if I got this one turns, this one rotates counterclockwise, that would have to make this turn clockwise. That would be wrong, so it has to be B.
That should do the trick. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Excellent. The answer is B. If there is an odd number of cogs between the top and the bottom cogs, then those two cogs will move in the same direction. However, if there's an even number of cogs between the top and bottom cogs, they may move in opposite directions. By choosing B, there will be 5 cogs between the two main cogs, so the direction of their rotation will be the same. Cogs, 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 cogs. So that's an interesting reason why I really like reading the end of these is sometimes, 1, you don't understand the puzzle fully when you solve them, and 2, it gives you a different perspective on how to figure it out. This one, they were just like, well, evens odds, and once you figure that out, it's easy to logic out. But my way worked too. It was slower and more methodical, but it also worked. They loved giving you different perspectives on how to solve puzzles. I did the trick. You stay right here. I'll go start her up. Here goes.
Are you all right, Luke?
Yes, but that was quite a shake.
Huh? What is going on here?
And just where in the world are we?
Did somebody break science? Somebody broke science. Chapter 1. Is this the future? Okay, so Layton doesn't really have... You know what? Never mind. For folks who haven't played or haven't watched the rest of the series or haven't played the series, I'm not going to spoil things. Hey! The door just slammed behind us! And now it's locked! Well, that's not very polite. It does appear that we've been shut out. And why does everything look so different out here than just a few moments ago? I honestly don't know. But seeing as how we can't get to the clock shop right now, why don't we take a look around the area? London warped. When Professor Layton and Luke emerged from the clock shop, the streets of London suddenly looked quite different. What could explain this baffling turn of events? I trust there'll be a logical explanation for this. Depends on how you define logical. I'll just say that. More hint coins. Never seen apparatus like this. I wonder what it's for. Science. So, at least they got a cool steampunk aesthetic in the town now. You! Oi, be careful around these parts. We're doing quite a bit of construction, you see. Goodness, you certainly do work quickly. I don't recall seeing any of this when I last passed through. When did you start working here? Now that's a good question. I'd say it's been about a year, but we haven't gotten much done because we're short-handed. A year? Come on, quit messing with us. Curious. I'm positive there was no construction at all when I walked by a short while ago. No construction at all? Look, I know progress hasn't been speedy, but I'm doing my best I can, friend. So if you're gonna make fun, beat it, will ya? I'm busy here. I'm sure you're right, Professor. There wasn't any construction going on here before. Okay, everything feels loud, but that might be because my ears popped when I blew my nose earlier. So let me know if the audio balance is off for whatever reason. Hey, more coins. Alright, well, I guess we keep looking around. I know London like the back of my hand, but this area feels quite foreign to me. How odd. Oh, it looks like this door is unlocked. Interesting. Let's duck in for a moment. Well, hello there, drunk sir. Hey there. Hello? What can I help you with? Never mind. It's nothing really. Oh, don't run away. It's so lonely around here without anyone to talk to. Oh, is that so? I appreciate your concern, lad. Not many youngsters would stop and listen to an old man's problems. Here's a little something for your kindness. Huh? A puzzle! Oh god, no! Puzzle number 10. What day is it? 1. 15 pigrets. Even though we're constantly passing through time, sometimes it can be difficult to think about the way time flows. If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday, what day is tomorrow's day before yesterday? Tap your answer, then tap submit. Okay, well then, starting from Sunday. If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday. Okay, if yesterday's day after tomorrow, boom, so that's yesterday. What day is tomorrow's day before yesterday? What day is tomorrow's day before yesterday? Tomorrow's day before yesterday. Thursday.
Here's my answer.
Nope.
I don't know what to say.
The riddle's a little bit mean in the way it's worded. If you take your time and count it out in your fingers, you should be able to get it. Alright. If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday. Yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday. So that means yesterday is Friday. And today is Saturday. What day is tomorrow's day before yesterday? Friday. Whoops. I goofed.
Here's my answer. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Wow, Friday is the correct answer. It's easy to figure out once you break it down. Yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday, which means tomorrow must be Sunday. And today is Saturday. Therefore, tomorrow, Sunday's the day before yesterday, is Friday. Well, aren't you a smart one? A clever lad like you deserves a present. Here. Oh? What's this? A picture book. A very definition of fun. Hey. Oh, well, I'm a bit old for picture books in case you didn't notice. A normal picture book, sure. But this one's special, you see. Special how? Well, if you open it, you'll notice that all portions of the book are blank. Thanks? The picture book minigame has been added to the trunk. You got a plum tree sticker. Ooh, sticker. Man sticker. You received a picture book and stickers from Alfie. The picture book minigame has been added to the trunk. Collect more stickers to restore missing parts of the story. So there's always these little collect-a-thon style things that you don't actually collect-a-thon, you just complete puzzles to find them. Restore missing elements of the story to the picture book by placing stickers. Tap place to open a window and displaying all the stickers you've collected in that book. Drag your selections of sticker onto the location you're choosing and stick it in the page. Move a sticker from the page, slide it back to the bar at the bottom of the touchscreen. Tap remove to remove all stickers when viewing. Tap the arrows on the left or right sides of the screen to turn the page. The text on the top screen changes automatically to match the stickers you've placed. Place stickers to the correct places to create a story that makes sense. You'll collect more stickers as you play through the game and solve puzzles. Solve as many puzzles as you can and try to collect every sticker. There are a total of 3 picture books for you to complete. Each picture book has its own stickers that can only be used within that book. Complete the first picture book to unlock the second, and complete the second to unlock the third. When you've successfully completed every picture book, something neat will happen. Cool! Okay. One sunny morning, I was strolling through a meadow as I approached a tree on my right. A plum tree on my right. I noticed a purple thing in the middle of the path. A boot in the middle of the path, and a yellow thing to the left. I wonder who dropped these, I thought to myself. I decided I couldn't just leave them there. Obviously, he's not yellow. I walked to a square with a tree in the center. Next to the tree, I saw a person. I saw a man frantically picking something up, so I said, I'm looking for someone who dropped these items. So we can't complete this yet. But cool. It's sort of ad-lib, but with really restrictive choices. Yay! Let's look around more of the bar, get some hint coins. There, 3 hint coins. Talk to the barkeep. Anita. Welcome, sirs. Please make yourselves at home. Oh my, that hat's of yours. Good day, madam. It is certainly a charming cafe you have here. Tell me, when did you go into business? Go into business? Oh, I've been running this place for 2 or 3 years. The cafe itself has been around for much longer. It's be coming up on 50 at this point. I see. I have just one more question if you mind. I stopped by earlier and noticed your business was closed. Why wait until the evening to open your doors? Closed? Are you sure you came by here? I open this place up very bright, every day bright and early. Doesn't really get busy until later on, but what can you do? And, oh, since you seem like such a nice little fellow, let me give you a tip. Lose the hat. My hat? Why would I do that? I'd rather not go into details. Let's just say a hat like that could get you into trouble. Huh. That gives us a slight hint as to how far we have traveled through time in gigantic quotation marks. However, we should need to find more evidence and more examples. So it's time for a break. Get up, stretch, whatever you need to do to be able to keep watching comfortably, and I will be right back.